Hi there, my name is Donna Lindeman Porter, and I am an artist. Thank goodness. I got started in art a long time ago. I went to the School of Art and head first started painting. Once I graduated, I had a bunch of administrative jobs because I had a background in marketing. But then my own art suffered. So then one of the jobs ended, and I went back to my own studio and started painting again, but then got blocked and knew that Carol Guthrop was at the Kirkland Art Center, and I'd heard a lot about her. So I tried at least 3 times to get into her classes and finally did it, and she's the one that kicked me in the butt and made me think, just like Patty Warashina when I was at the university. And on it goes. I'm obsessive about my projects. I work in series, and I'm a process painter. I can draw and paint real, but in graduate school you learn to knock all that stuff off and find your own voice. You know, I started with clay, and there's something marvelous about clay. You feel it. It speaks to you. Painting is a flat medium, but I started layering and putting different materials with my paint. So actually, in a way, I was working my way towards a 3-dimensional art form. Like I said, I work in series. So each quarter that I was with Carol, I would pick a subject, either to discipline me or to broaden my horizons. The material talks to me. I feel it. I think it. My brain sometimes can be confusing to some people because I leap from thing to thing to thing, but it's always at a different level. How can I make this better or worse? Just climb in and go for it. I am inspired by the seasons. Spring makes me very happy and pink. I overhear conversations, and sometimes my sculptures will be a combination of those conversations, like an elephant with tusks and all kinds of things. Sometimes it's a political question or dilemma. I do a lot of fertility because I had 4 children when I was very young, in 5 years, and worked full time, and I was surrounded by friends who also had a lot of children in that part of my life. So I am fascinated by the power and endurance of women having children. I had a wild little series about ice cream cones. It's not very conceptual, but I love the shape, and I love to lick an ice cream cone. So those little ice cream cones are filled with texture and temperature, and they became horns on animals' heads, and they were little ice cream cones, and I don't think I'm through with that series yet. I seem to be obsessed with ice cream right now. Masks. You know, I took an African art class a couple of times at the university because I am fascinated by the power and the genuine guts of masks. And masks in Africa and other countries are meant to be danced. The marvelous thing sometimes about masks is if you feel a little crazy, grab a mask of craziness, put it on, and dance it. It's a good way to use all of your senses. I used to be a modern dancer at the university for a while, so I think that's part of my fascination with that. So masks are important to me. They can also be very funny. You know, so many times artists are stiff. They're afraid to move. They're afraid to make something imperfect. Not all of us are beautiful. We are odd. We are uneven. We are afraid to show wrinkles. We're afraid to show our age or our innocence. And I think masks can do that. You know, the word unblocked, I reflected on. Maybe I should have named it an open door. So often I had an opportunity because a door opened very unexpectedly. And because I was raised kind of unusually tough, I, number one, wasn't afraid to walk through. And number two, I wanted to make my family proud of me. That's why I probably worked so hard. I was afraid to fail. Again, being tough, facing challenges, actually my whole life, gave me courage or the stupidity to walk through a door that opened, an opportunity. Whoever thought that I could work in film? Or whoever thought that I could be on stage painting a 17-foot painting 6 days a week, twice a day, and lose 20 pounds. And meet the people that I met by walking through that art door. Sometimes I wonder if I'd stayed in the corporate world, my budget would have been much better. And I met wonderful people when I was in marketing. But the world of art led me to meet people that stimulated me to think, that gave me pride and shame if I did something really stupid or didn't push it. I ended up managing art tours all around the world. Like I said, I was in theater. Then for a couple summers I was in film, just because I knew somebody that knew I was a hard worker, honest, and smart. I am influenced by many artists, but the conversation that I have with materials is strictly my own. I learned a lot of stuff.